JD Vance is asked if he is going to have sex with a couch. And you'll notice that despite given multiple opportunities, he never denies it. He never denies it. And then when it goes from questions to go F a couch, do you see how fast JD Vance is walking? Almost as if he's got a hot little love seat waiting for him wherever he's going. I'm not saying that after that video he had coitus with a couch. I'm just saying he's doing all of the things that you would do if that was actually what was going on. No, the reality though is probably a little bit darker. They're going to see how they can F over DC. They're there in the city to make the lives of the people that live there more difficult, to do some performative fascism, to placate their base. That's what JD Vance is there for. And I'd like to thank JD Vance for at least for a day not being on vacation. That's a nice change of pace. But Stephen Miller apparently took it a little bit more seriously than Vance, or at the very least, Stephen Miller didn't have the ability to relax with a couch. So he's still really pent up, and here is how he lashed out afterward.
All these demonstrators that you've seen out here in recent days, all of these elderly white hippies, they're not part of the city and never have been. And by the way, most of the citizens who live in Washington, D.C. are black. This is not a city that has had any safety for its black citizens for generations. So we're going to ignore these stupid white hippies that all need to go home and take a nap because they're all over 90 years old. I'm glad they're here today. Because me, Pete, and the vice president are all going to leave here, and inspired by them, we're going to add thousands more resources to this city.
So first off, Steve Miller, great suit, totally works with your complexion, no notes, keep dressing like that. Second of all, how much does he love an opportunity to pretend that he has an issue with white people? He's like throwing that at all these white hippie. Oh, I don't like white people. There's a few issues with what he was saying right there. First of all, they need to go take a nap because they're over 90. But they're not sleepy, they're protesting. You get it? You know, Donald Trump is falling asleep during basically every cabinet hearing he has. Those guys are there yelling at you. You're pretending that they're sleepy. They don't seem particularly sleepy though. You seem a little bit emotional. Maybe you need to take a nap. Also, the idea that you can't protest in DC if you're white, that's an interesting take. They've never really seemed all that welcoming towards protests by people of color, so I don't know what it is that you're supposed to be to protest.